If there is one thing that flat earthers love to do more than anything else, it's failing, which is why there has been 7 previous Flat Earth Fail compilations. These compilations have had a bit of a surge on the channel recently, so let's keep things going and move on to Flat Earth Fail Compilation 8. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, the Flat Earth Fail compilations are back. If you're not sure what these are, this is where I get several smaller videos which are not long enough to make a full episode and link them all together in a massive compilation of funny Flat Earth fails. I've got 5 offerings for you today, so without further ado, let's kick this off and start with old channel foe Nathan Oakley. Now, this is one of Nathan's first ever Flat Earth videos that he made over 4 years ago. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley, and this is a quick video that's a repeat, if you like. I've sent a WhatsApp to my family, and it came up yesterday on, I think it was Mark Sargent's interview that he did recently. And the interviewer, who was very good and put Mark Sargent on the spot frequently, said, "How do your family take this?" And he sort of chuckled and gave his answer. He's previously spoken, Mark Sargent, about his sister and her total disbelief in this and her disapproval. And my family are the same.
It must be a bitter pill to swallow to know that your loved ones have fallen for rubbish YouTube videos.
I mean, I love my family very much, and if you come across information like this, which is very, very important information, you want to tell them. And most of them were disapproving. I think my dad's remarks were, "It's a bit like talking to the Jehovah's Witness."
Ooh, savage from Oakley Senior there.
Witnesses. You know, it sort of water off the duck's back to him. He didn't want to know. Anyway, I sent them a WhatsApp with this little clip that I came across, and it's a familiar clip. Most of us will have seen it several times. It's just the lunar lander taking off from the surface of the moon. So I'll play the clip and then I'll rewind it.
99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Burn away, Houston. Vector good. X-side.
Of course, this is Apollo 17 leaving the moon in 1972.
So let's see it again. The point I'm making here is that the footage hasn't aged well. This was Mark Sargent's point, and I've used this as an example verbally several times, but I might as well make a little video of it so we can make it really glaringly obvious for people to try and debunk. What we're about to watch is the lunar lander taking off from the surface of the moon. The problem is both of the astronauts are on board. There's nobody taking this shot. There's no cameraman taking this shot.
So?
But what we get is a lovely panning shot. So the camera pans back, pulls back and pans up into the blackness. The point is, it's a farce. The footage hasn't aged well. There's absolutely no way you could get a panning shot in 1969 of the lunar lander taking off from the surface of the moon unless you had a cameraman.
But it wasn't 1969 though, was it, Nathan? It was 1972. And what is it you think NASA did? Filmed it knowing full well that the only way to get that shot is if you've got a cameraman moving it without having any other reason for it to be moved, and then just hope that people wouldn't notice. Behave.
Now, if you want to come back to me and say that they had motorised, nonsense, you know, it's just not possible to get that sort of panning shot without having a cameraman.
Our survey said
the camera wasn't actually available for Apollo 11 and was used for Apollos 15, 16 and 17. It was attached to the lunar rover and set a certain distance back from the lunar lander, and the plan was to make the camera tilt to show the Apollo aircraft taking off from the moon when commanded from Earth. However, during the takeoff of Apollo 15, the tilt mechanism failed, so the lander flew out the shot pretty quickly. During the Apollo 16 takeoff, The rover was parked too close to the lander and they didn't get a great shot. For the Apollo 17 takeoff, because of the distance to the moon and the delay in the signal getting there, the command to tilt the camera was given 3 seconds before liftoff.
So this was originally a sort of outreach to my family saying, look, I'm not nuts. The moon landings didn't happen. It's blatantly obvious.
Good luck with that. Right, let's move on to our second fail today, which is brought to us by Dean Wright. Now, he's had a bit of fun with conspiracy cats before in the past.
But before I'm done with him, let's say something positive. He's got some amazing anecdotes and stories to tell. He's the master of old sayings. Here's one of his now.
Do you know, there's a great saying, I can't remember who it's by, it says, it's not about how we've been told a lie, but it's because we bought the lie.
All right, Dean, you probably didn't do a good job with that one. Try again. Tell us another.
There's an old Japanese saying that the higher you put if you were a nail, the higher the nail, the chances are going to get hit first. So you keep be the lowest nail.
Yeah. This particular video is titled Flat Earth Proof 2, and it is, well, I'll let you decide. The description says, according to the GitHub Earth curvature calculator, this 2 feet wooden pole should be behind 4 feet of curvature, but as usual it can be clearly seen more flat Earth proof. And this is it? Seriously? Where is your observer height? How far away is that pole? Horrendous proof. Let's move on to the next one quickly. Ah yes, Multi-Tom-Tom is up next. I've had several interactions with this guy in a chat where he always alludes to my apparent stupidity. Let's see if he's got some decent flat earth proof to shut me up.
This is a time-lapse footage from Casey Station in Antarctica.
Brave taking on Antarctica, Multi-Tom-Tom. That's like flat earth kryptonite.
Care of Her Majesty's Australian Government. This footage blows the heliocentric model out of the water.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
It shows the real sun going across the sky. By real, I mean the sun from the unlit side.
Yes, he just said the unlit side.
Which shows its true size and form. What we observe is the lit side of the sun, the bright side. For all intents and purposes, the sun is a light bulb. It is electromagnetically charged. That's why it lights up every day.
I'd love to see a full explanation at how that works.
This footage also proves that the sun is the same size as the moon, and that it is very close. So, as a bonus, this also debunks the space fantasy.
Oh dear, looks like it's double trouble for us then.
As the sun is not at a ridiculous 93 million miles away. That fantasy fiction only belongs in Star Trek and Star Wars.
Love those two.
The spinning ball earth fantasy blue marble testicle debunked. As you can see, that black spot in the sky, that is the real sun.
Now, I know nothing about photography, so I had to do a bit of research here. I conducted that research in approximately 5 seconds and came to the conclusion that this was a saturated sensor. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is where the sensor records above its maximum value, interfering with the bright parts of any picture. Here are several more examples of it happening.
The real shape and form of the sun, that black object. And the other side of it is the lit side, the bright side that we all see.
Right, so it's facing away from you, yet it's casting light on the ground here. Makes perfect sense to me. Okay, our next fail is brought to us from a YouTuber called Cleary, another one of the Flat Earth debate regulars that often insults me when I pop up in a chat. He has done some work on a potential Flat Earth map, and I think he feels like he's made some progress. Let's check it out, shall we?
Well, I've created my map. My distances are correct. And my continent sizes, well, my country sizes are all correct in proportion to one another. But what I learned is this world is not what you think it is. No.
No, it certainly isn't what you think it is. Why is Australia labelled Indonesia? And Kenya is on the Arabian Peninsula now? Oh no, it's not. It's also now Kazakhstan. I mean, this is just...
Not at all.
Cleary, you have the Democratic Republic of Congo where Brazil should be.
What you're looking at here is half of what you think the Earth is.
Well, the UK is missing, so yeah, I kind of get that.
That's why it's called the East, the Far East, the Middle East, and the West. Because the sun comes in from the east along the what we call an equator, comes up around as it goes west, which is kind of north.
West, but kind of north. Got it.
Shoots out over the Pacific Ocean and then takes a quick loop back. I'm not sure if it's if it's on an analemma or if it just goes out there and accelerates really fast and comes back around.
Yeah, the sun probably realises it's late for its Zumba class, so it quickly nips over to the east in time.
Anything like that would be speculation, but it's interesting. But I gotta put this thing together a little bit better.
You don't say.
I was just kind of excited about what I discovered there. It's pretty interesting.
This is not what is interesting about this video. Okay, last up in today's Flat Earth Fail compilation is good old Dan Pratt. What rubbish is he working on today? Let's take a look.
Let's count the ways we can disprove gravity and the vacuum of space. What's their favorite argument they always love to invoke? When you tell them there's no way a pressurized atmosphere could exist next to an ever-expanding vacuum of space without a barrier. It's a gradient atmosphere. Okay, that's all fine and dandy for the air.
Excellent! Just kidding, he has an answer for that.
What is helium's natural state? Is it to hover sit near the ground where gravity is strongest, the gravity that's holding the thickest atmosphere to the Earth, you claim? No. We put helium in a balloon and we see that it rises rapidly away from the Earth, almost like its natural state is the top of the atmosphere. So, unless helium is contained either in the Earth or in a container on the Earth, there wouldn't be a cubic millimeter of helium on this Earth.
Well, to be fair, the atmosphere does contain 0.000524% helium. So, yeah.
If we were a swirling, twirling ball in the vacuum of space, explain any helium on this Earth with your gradient atmosphere argument, when we already know helium's natural action is to rise away from the Earth.
Sure. So helium does exist in our atmosphere, about 5 parts per million. However, even at these small values, we still lose helium to space because it's so light. We can't extract helium from the air, which actually means it's a pretty rare commodity.
The only way it stops that we can verify and measure is when the balloon bursts, the higher it gets. Because the helium starts expanding.
And why would that be? Oh, because of the increasing pressure differential from the outside of the balloon to the inside of the balloon, because of the ever increasing lower pressure the further you get up in the atmosphere, because it's a gradient. Would that be why?
That's it. Now you can make all your speculations and guesstimations as to why the helium expands and that. The answer is you don't know.
I've just said why, mate. So, yeah.
Because you haven't been up there. Neither do I, because I haven't either. But we do know, unless that helium's contained, it's not staying anywhere near Earth. We can prove that every time we put it into a balloon and watch it fly away. So, there is no gradient system for helium.
Oh, bless him. He thinks each individual gas has got its own gradient system.
So how is there a cubic centimeter of helium on this Earth unless it's contained?
Wow. I really thought that researching something would be the way to go before making a video.
Hell, Bop.
Team Skeptic, how about you go and practice some FIFA before I spank you 8-0 again?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I bet you don't, you belly.
Period. Its natural state already is to rise away from the Earth. The only thing, according to you, away from Earth is the vacuum of space. So how do we have helium on this planet?
Helium is produced naturally by radioactive decay of certain elements in the Earth's crust. Now you would know that if you checked. You don't just buy it in shops. Wowee, what a compilation that was. Absolutely one of my favourites so far. I mean, there was epic fails going on all over the place. Thank you very much for watching today. It really is appreciated. If you enjoyed it, then please do like and subscribe. I have been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all on Christmas Eve for Tinfoil Tuesday. See you then.